Welcome, friends, to a journey through time, a journey to explore the lives of men and women who dared to believe, who dared to trust in something larger than themselves. We've all heard the stories, whispered across generations, etched on ancient scrolls, and preserved in the hearts of millions. These are the stories of faith, of unwavering belief in the face of the unknown. Today we delve into the lives of 7 such individuals from the biblical texts, 7 souls who, through their enduring faith, left an indelible mark on history. Let their stories inspire us, challenge us, and remind us of the power that resides within each of us when we dare to believe. Our journey begins with a man named Abram, later known as Abraham. Imagine, if you will, a life uprooted, a familiar world left behind. God spoke to Abraham, commanding him to leave his homeland and journey to a new land, a land promised to him and his descendants. Now, that takes faith, doesn't it, to leave everything you know, everything familiar based on a promise? But Abraham didn't hesitate. He packed his belongings, gathered his family, and set out on a journey of obedience, a pilgrimage of faith. He trusted in a promise, in a future yet unseen. And it was through this unwavering faith, this resolute trust in the divine, that Abraham would become known as the father of many nations, his legacy woven into the very fabric of faith itself. God promised Abraham countless descendants, as numerous as the stars in the sky. Now, imagine receiving such a promise at an age when most are enjoying their twilight years. Abraham and his wife Sarah were advanced in age, their hopes of having children long faded. Yet they held on to God's promise, their faith an unyielding beacon in the face of doubt. And God, true to his word, honoured their unwavering belief. In time, Sarah gave birth to a son, Isaac, a testament to the boundless power of faith. This covenant, forged in faith, would resonate through generations, a testament to the enduring bond between humanity and the divine. From the plains of Mesopotamia, we journey now to the majestic land of Egypt, a land of pharaohs and pyramids, of power and grandeur. Here, amidst the splendor and opulence of the Egyptian court, lived a man named Moses. Raised as a prince of Egypt, he could have chosen a life of comfort, of privilege. But destiny, it seems, had other plans. Driven by compassion for his kinsmen, the Israelites, who were suffering under the yoke of slavery, Moses embarked on a path fraught with peril and uncertainty. He heard the voice of God, calling him to lead the Israelites out of bondage and into freedom. And so, armed with faith, Moses confronted Pharaoh himself. Imagine the courage it must have taken to stand before the most powerful man in Egypt and demand the release of an entire nation enslaved. Pharaoh scoffed at Moses' pleas, his heart hardened against the plight of the Israelites. But Moses, guided by his faith, refused to back down. And then the plagues began. Waters turned to blood, swarms of locusts descended upon the land. Darkness enveloped the once bright kingdom. Each plague a testament to the power of God, a stark reminder that even the mightiest of rulers are but mortals. Finally, Pharaoh relented, his resolve broken, and so Moses, leading the Israelites, embarked on a perilous journey to freedom. A journey that would forever be known as the Exodus, a testament to the power of faith to move mountains. From tending flocks in the fields to ruling a nation, David's life is a testament to the power of faith. A shepherd's life may seem humble, but it was in those quiet moments under the vast sky that David developed a deep connection with God. Even as a young boy, David displayed remarkable courage. He protected his sheep from lions and bears, facing danger with a bravery that foreshadowed his future. This courage, rooted in his faith, would soon be tested on a grander scale. The Israelites were at war with the Philistines, a formidable enemy that instilled fear in the hearts of many. David's unwavering belief in God's protection would not only save his people, but also pave the way for him to become one of Israel's most iconic kings. David's rise to power was no accident. It was a journey orchestrated by divine intervention, a testament to the extraordinary things that can happen when faith and destiny intertwine. As king, David led with wisdom and compassion, always remembering the God who had lifted him from obscurity. His reign was marked by prosperity and victory, but it was not without its challenges. Through adversity and triumph, David's faith never wavered. He poured his heart out to God in psalms, songs of praise, lament and thanksgiving that continue to resonate with people of faith centuries later. David's life serves as a powerful reminder that true leadership is not measured by worldly power, but by the strength of one's faith and the courage to follow God's path wherever it may lead. In a time of spiritual drought, when the Israelites strayed from their covenant with God, a fiery prophet named Elijah emerged. He was a beacon of unwavering faith in a kingdom consumed by idolatry. King Ahab and his wife Jezebel had turned their backs on the one true God, embracing the worship of Baal. Elijah, unafraid of their wrath, challenged the king and his prophets, calling for a showdown that would reveal the true power behind the heavens. The challenge was simple, yet profound. Each side would build an altar, prepare a sacrifice, and call upon their God to send fire from heaven. The God who answered with fire would be declared the one true God. Elijah's faith was unshakable, his conviction absolute. As the prophets of Baal cried out to their God, their pleas went unanswered. Their voices echoed through the air, filled with desperation and hope, but the silence from the heavens was deafening. Their frantic rituals, their desperate pleas, all amounted to nothing. The heavens remained silent, offering no sign, no response. The people looked up in despair, their faith wavering as the sky remained empty and indifferent. Then it was Elijah's turn. Standing alone, a solitary figure against the backdrop of doubt and disbelief, he prepared for his own ritual. He rebuilt the altar of the Lord, carefully placing each stone, and drenched the sacrifice with water until it overflowed. In a voice filled with unwavering faith and conviction, he called upon the God of Israel, trusting in his power. Suddenly the sky erupted in a blaze of fire, consuming the sacrifice in an instant. The divine fire from the heavens proved beyond doubt the power of the one true God, leaving no room for disbelief. The people, witnessing this divine spectacle, fell to their knees, overwhelmed by the undeniable presence of God. They bowed in reverence, acknowledging the God of Elijah with newfound faith and awe. But Elijah's story wasn't just about grand displays of power. It was also about the quieter, more intimate moments of faith. It also teaches us about the quieter moments of faith, the times when God speaks in whispers. These moments are just as powerful, reminding us that faith is not always about grand gestures, but also about quiet personal connections. After his victory on Mount Carmel, Elijah faced persecution and fear. Despite his triumph, he was not immune to the trials and tribulations that followed. He fled to the wilderness, seeking refuge in the presence of God. In the solitude of the cave, he found solace and strength, listening for the gentle whispers of God to guide him through his darkest moments. Daniel's story unfolds far from the familiar landscapes of Israel, in the heart of the Babylonian Empire, a land filled with grandeur and ancient wonders. As a young man, he was taken captive, ripped from his homeland and thrust into a foreign court, surrounded by unfamiliar customs and languages. Despite the upheaval and the constant pressure to assimilate into Babylonian culture, Daniel remained steadfast in his faith, holding on to the teachings and traditions of his ancestors. He refused to compromise his beliefs, choosing instead to honor the God of his ancestors, even in the face of adversity and potential danger. His unwavering devotion did not go unnoticed by those around him. Daniel's wisdom, integrity, and unwavering faith in God earned him a prominent position in the Babylonian court, where he rose through the ranks, becoming a trusted advisor to King Nebuchadnezzar, offering counsel and guidance. But Daniel's faith, while a source of strength and inspiration, would also become a source of conflict, as his unwavering belief in the one true God would pit him against the envy and intrigue that festered within the corridors of power, leading to trials and tribulations that would test his faith even further. Daniel's enemies, driven by jealousy and a desire to see him fall, devised a cunning plan. They were envious of his favor with the king and his unwavering integrity. They convinced King Darius to issue a decree forbidding prayer to any god or man except the king himself, a law designed specifically to trap Daniel. The advisors knew that Daniel's devotion to his God was unshakable, but Daniel refused to bow. He continued his practice of praying 3 times a day, openly and without fear, facing Jerusalem as he always had. He continued to pray openly, 3 times a day, facing Jerusalem, his faith unwavering in the face of this new threat. His commitment to his faith was stronger than any decree. His enemies, seeing their opportunity, exposed Daniel's disobedience to the king. They eagerly reported his actions, hoping to see him punished. Darius, though fond of Daniel, was bound by his own decree. The king was distressed, knowing he had been manipulated, but he could not change the law. He reluctantly sentenced Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den, a seemingly inescapable death sentence. The king's heart was heavy with regret as he watched Daniel being led away. Yet even as he was lowered into the darkness, Daniel's faith did not waver. He trusted in his God completely, believing that he would be protected. He knew that his God was with him. Surrounded by lions, Daniel remained calm and serene, his faith providing him with an unshakable peace. The next morning the king rushed to the den, his heart heavy with dread. He had spent a sleepless night, tormented by the thought of Daniel's fate. As he peered into the darkness, he was astonished to find Daniel alive and well, untouched by the lions. The sight filled him with immense relief and awe. Daniel's unwavering faith had protected him, silencing his enemies and demonstrating the awesome power of the God he served. His survival was a testament to the strength of his belief and the divine protection he received. The story of Mary, the mother of Jesus, is one of profound faith and surrender to a divine plan far greater than herself. Imagine being a young woman betrothed to be married when an angel appears before you with an unimaginable message. The angel Gabriel told Mary that she would conceive by the Holy Spirit and give birth to a son, the Son of God. This was no small request, no ordinary destiny. Yet Mary, with a heart full of faith and trust in the Lord, simply replied, "I am the Lord's servant. May your word to me be fulfilled." Mary's journey wasn't paved with ease or worldly comfort. She faced societal judgment, endured a difficult journey to Bethlehem, and witnessed the pain and suffering of her son. Through it all, her faith never wavered. She stood by Jesus, offering him unwavering love and support, even in his final moments. Mary's story reminds us that faith often requires great courage and resilience. She embraced the unknown, accepted God's will, and became a pillar of strength and devotion in the face of extraordinary circumstances, leaving behind a legacy of love and faith for generations to come. The story of Paul is a powerful testament to the transformative power of faith. He began his journey as Saul, a devout Pharisee who actively persecuted early Christians. He believed he was serving God by stamping out what he perceived as a dangerous heresy. His heart was hardened, his resolve unshakable. But on the road to Damascus, his life took an unexpected turn. A blinding light knocked him to the ground, and he heard the voice of Jesus asking, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" This encounter changed everything. Saul, blinded by the light, was led to Damascus, where he spent 3 days in darkness, reflecting on his life and the voice he had heard. When Saul emerged from those 3 days, he was a changed man, filled with the Holy Spirit and a newfound faith in Jesus Christ. He became known as Paul, and he dedicated the rest of his life to spreading the message of Jesus, enduring persecution, imprisonment, and hardship to share the gospel. Paul's writings, filled with passion and theological depth, became cornerstones of the Christian faith. He travelled tirelessly, establishing churches and sharing the message of God's grace and salvation through Jesus Christ, becoming a testament to the extraordinary transformations faith can inspire. And so we've journeyed through the lives of 7 individuals, each touched by faith in profound ways. From Abraham's unwavering trust to Mary's quiet strength and Paul's radical transformation, their stories remind us that faith is a journey, a process of trusting in something larger than ourselves. These figures faced challenges and uncertainties, yet their faith remained a beacon, guiding them through life's trials and leaving an indelible mark on the course of history. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of faith. If you found this video insightful, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more explorations of history, faith, and the human experience.